So this version of the Addams Family, I think I'm gonna give it out of. What's up, guys, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of The Addams Family, the newest rebooted revision take of Charles Addams' classic story. It's directed this time by Tiernan and Conrad Vernon, and stars, of course, a slew of famous actors and actresses, which include Oscar Isaac, Charlize Theron, Chloë Grace Moretz, Ben Wolfhard, Nick Kroll, Bette Midler, Allison Janney, and of course, who playing Cousin It, but no other than, of course, Snoop Dogg. So, The Addams Family as a whole is a series I love. I adore the original black and white version. Of course, I adore the Barry Sonnenfeld, Raul Julia, and Angelica Houston version with Christina Ricci and, of course, Christopher Lloyd. And it's a series about a family that is not only kooky and weird and gothic, but they are a group that sticks together through trials and tribulations. And it's just a great story about a family, as weird as they are. And they're outcasts and all that good stuff, but you can relate to them because they have the mother, they have the father, Gomez and Morticia, and they have the two kids, Pugsley and Wednesday. And they are just a unit. They're a nuclear family in a sense, and they live in this creepy house. And I relate to it because it's just a story about misfits, and that's what's so great. I feel like a misfit in my own character life, and I relate to these guys. I don't want to murder anyone like Wednesday and Pugsley kind of do to each other, but in essence, I love this group of people. I love Uncle Fester. I love Cousin It. I love all the weird characters around them, and it's a story about a family. So there you go. So they decided to do an animated version of this series of people. I have no problems with that because I think it could be an interesting take. They brought in Conrad Vernon, who has done some really good material back in the day, with animated movies and whatnot. And they brought in a fantastic group of actors. You have Oscar Isaac and Charlize Theron playing Gomez and Morticia. You have Finn Wolfhard and Chloë Grace Moretz playing Pugsley and Wednesday. And you have Nick Kroll, which I think is an amazing comedian, an amazing actor, who's playing Uncle Fester. And it's just a well-rounded cast of people that I think could do a great job. And for the most part, they do. I think Nick Kroll as Uncle Fester is way miscast and way annoying, but Oscar Isaac, Charlize Theron are perfect. They work well together. They feel like a real unit. And then the two kids really work together. Finn Wolfhard, you have to get a little bit used to. And Chloë Grace Moretz is just perfect as Wednesday. She's like downtrodden and dire and kind of like Lydia Dietz in Beetlejuice. But in this story, we get the background story of how Gomez and Morticia became a couple, how they got kind of kicked out of where they were living, how they found the house that they were living in, how they found Lurch, all that good stuff, and how they became a family unit. I love that portion of the movie. I thought it was fun. I thought it was inventive. The way they're being, run out like Shrek was in Shrek 1 and 2. I just thought it was fun. You get to see how these characters act and how they react to things. There's a really cool scene with Pugsley and Gomez in the beginning. That's really fun. And it's just, the characters just really work and gel together. It's not until the Allison Janney's character comes in, who plays this. She's a woman who likes to fix up things, and she's kind of like a snarky, nasty kind of a human being, that the movie really falls apart. Her story arc and her character motivations, the fact that this is playing into real world scenarios that are playing out today of people that are different, people that are misfits, are being pushed out of the town, that they're being misunderstood. It gets a little old and it gets a little repetitive and really hinders the movie. That's why when I did this out of two, I really feel like this movie is one half good and great, and the other half just flies, down into the dredges. And it's not like I'm saying that it's a bad thing if you bring in views of how you view the world today into a scenario like this, because you can play it well and you can mask it into a interesting take, an interesting story. But when it's so in your face and so just pushed out there into a character who's being played by an actress who's fantastic. Allison Janney is one of the best actresses working today, or has worked in a while. And it just feels rote and it feels off, and it doesn't work. And her character animation is just terrible, and nothing about that side, nothing about that world is interesting. Wednesday, who is the woman is the girl who is just kind of, she needs more, she wants more, is an interesting character arc for a character like that, because she's the one that talks like this, and she's the one you see as like the goth kid and so on and so forth. And she meets the Allison Janney's mother's, daughter, and they kind of form a relationship. But I don't feel like it really works. I feel like because of how good Chloë Grace Moretz is in this movie, I think that it kind of doesn't play off the other character very well. It's not saying it's bad, but Allison Janney's character is so in your face with what she's trying to do, and how she acts is selling houses and trying to reclaim everything, that it kind of pushes everything off to the side. But other than that, I think the thing that I really enjoyed mostly about this movie is the visual work, the virtual camera movement. There are some shots in this movie that are sweeping, that sweep around the house, that sweep around the characters when you follow Pugsley into a certain situation, that are really fantastic to watch. This is an artistry that you can tell that these two directors have done stuff like this and have improved upon everything they worked on in the film industry, going back to DreamWorks and Shrek and so on and so forth. And it's really, really good to watch. I know the character animation, the characters themselves are going to be a little off-putting, but I think they're interesting. I think they're fun. They're unique. They're not just the typical, big and goofy characters. They're just like unique looking characters that you might see in like a gothic horror film, or a kids film, because this is a kids film and so on and so forth. But another thing that really interested me about this movie is the fact that it mostly plays on the two kids growing up. You have Wednesday going off in her story, and then you have Pugsley becoming kind of a character that is becoming a young man growing up. So he has to have they have this like tradition where he has to do these sword fights. I can't remember what it was exactly called, but it's a really interesting take on these two characters that almost felt like background characters in the original movie that was in the 90s until Addams Family Values came out. But another character that's in this movie is played by Snoop Dogg, who plays Cousin It. It's a really weird introduction because they use his song, but then they kind of go into like, he talks like Cousin It, so why is Snoop Dogg as this character? I don't know if they did it because he loves the Addams Family or whatnot, but it's just really weird. So, but yeah, outside of the problems, this is definitely a kids movie. It's a movie that kids will really enjoy. They're going to have a lot of fun with. Even though I wasn't a big fan of most of this movie, I see the negatives, I see the positives, but I see a movie about a family. It has a lot of interesting moments. There are some things, like I said, that just don't fit. But if kids are going to enjoy this movie, the adults will enjoy it, and they're going to have a good time. They're going to laugh. And even though it's not high on my list of the other Addams Family properties, I have still had some fun with it. So, yeah. So that's going to be my take on the Addams Family, the rebooted version. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Addams Family. Which version do you like? Who's your favorite character? I think my favorite character is Pugsley because he's like the most mischievous character, but I like them all. I like Uncle Fester because he's goofy, but let me know in the comments below. So, but otherwise, that'll do it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, join Movie Emporium, hit the notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. And as always, comment below on any video you watch on my channel. But otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these two videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.